Jazz camp for Pia. Pia means girls, for those of you who don't speak Nordic or Danish. It's a project that we initiated this winter along with Copenhagen Jazz Festival. And whereas you could say that Stockholm has a very sort of discreet approach to this whole gender balance thing, we did the very politically correct thing by really stressing that this is a girls' thing, because our objective was also to get people talking about this. I'll get back to that in a minute. As I said, this was a project between or initiated by Copenhagen Jazz Festival and Jazz Denmark. The Jazz Festival did jazz camps before during the summer festival. As you may know, Copenhagen Jazz Festival takes place in July. But the festival organization also organized the national-wide Winter Jazz Festival every year in February. So we took the jazz camp concept more or less, and we applied it to girls only, and we held it during the winter jazz, the winter holiday in Denmark instead. The motivation was, amongst others, a report published in 2012 about the gender balance of rhythmic music. And well, the figures here are almost identical to the ones from this festival count in Sweden. There are 20% women and 80% men in the professional rhythmic music environment. And again, this report was published in 12, but to be honest, not much happened after the report was published. There was a bit of talk about it and we have to do something, but more than a year and a half after, no real projects had been initiated. So this was also a motivation for doing this so specifically towards girls, that we needed sort of to relive this or restart this debate about the gender imbalance. So we started, actually, the idea started when we were at the EJN General Assembly in Trondheim. So whoever said that nothing good comes from an EJN GA, I said that once actually, but something did. So there was a very interesting talk by Odd Elveland from Improbasen, a music school in Norway. Improbasen doesn't work specifically with girls only, but they have a very intuitive approach to music teaching, which was our thesis, may sort of speak more directly to girls. It's less about staying in a room practicing your instrument for many years and more about just grabbing the instrument you feel like and start playing. You can check out improbasen.no. It's an interesting project. So we did this project as a pilot. Our aim is, of course, to do it again next year and hopefully even bigger. This year we started quite nicely, we think, for a pilot with 5 schools, music schools in 5 different cities. We ended up with 50 girls, the age of 10 to 15, divided into 12 different combos, with all tutored by students at the conservatories in these different cities. So we actually started with a workshop where Odd Elveland from this Improbasen was in Denmark and had like a workshop day with these students from the conservatories. So he sort of gave them a crash course in his methods, and then they all went out into the country to sort of try and host these combos with some inputs from an Improbasen. And we did it during the Winter Jazz Festival. So what happened was there was a very massive interest from the press. I mean, we don't see anything jazz related in the national news very often, but this was there. A lot of local, both newspapers and TV and radio. And also what we really aimed for, the debate started again a bit, I think, in the sort of music organizational environment. We also had really positive feedback from both the participants and also from the instructors. There will be a short film in a minute where some of the participants talk about their experience, but really this whole thing about excluding the guys or the boys really seemed to work to make a point of what could happen when girls play music. More concrete results, of course, this is only less than a month ago, so we're still sort of measuring what happened. But we know for a fact, at least, that in Aarhus Music School, I just talked to Björk. Björk is gonna start. Björk was one of the sort of organizers in one of these music schools in Aarhus, and you're gonna start a course in this spring relating to composition, but for girls only. There was also talk about doing like a combo at the school, like a fixed offer for students only for girls. And we have had a lot of girls saying that, well, they didn't really know what jazz was about, or maybe they were a bit afraid what it was about, and they really got sort of an idea that it's more about freedom than limits, and more about having fun than being sort of marginalized. I think there's a small movie here. It's in Danish, but I'll just recap afterwards in English.
Og så er der jo klaver, og hvis du vil sidde ved det skrueklaver, så du kan sådan se. Og så 2 violiner her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hvad skal vi med drenge? Hvad skal vi med drenge? Ja. Ej, hvor er I gode. Det her, det bliver vildt. Kan jeg godt sige, at de her 3 dage, de bliver helt vilde.
Jeg synes, det kunne være sjovt at gå på den her jazzcamp, fordi at det lyder lidt sjovt, og man kan lære nye instrumenter at kende, og nye børn at kende, piger. Også at man lærer at spille sådan sammen med andre forskellige instrumenter og sådan noget.
Prøv det på G og D. Og tommelfingeren derude siden her. Ja. Ja, rigtig godt. Super.
Altså, vi har sådan nogle ret irriterende drenge på vores violinhold, som hele tiden er efter Ea, som løber. Vi har sådan et kvarters pause, hvor det hele tiden løber efter hende. Vi aner ikke, hvor måske er de vilde med hende. Vi hiver hendes hår og sådan noget. Det er ret sjovt. Men det er nogle gange er det lidt sjovt at slippe af med dem.
Det her projekt er jo først og fremmest et pilotprojekt, hvor vi får nogle erfaringer. Man kan sige, det er ikke gjort før meget bekendt, at man ligesom har smidt drengene ud for døren på den her måde. Så det er klart, nu skal vi have nogle erfaringer, hvad virkede og hvad virkede ikke. Og så arbejder vi videre på det. Så man kan sige, at det her det er første skridt i en længere strategi, der handler om at få flere piger til at spille rytmisk musik, og især jazz.
Okay, er du klar til at spille melodi?
Ubalancen er ikke lige så stor i det, vi kalder musikskolealderen, som den er senere hen i de år, man er professionelt udøvende musiker. Så noget tyder på, at der sker et eller andet fra den her alder omkring de 10, 12, 15 år. Og frem mod, at folk ligesom udklækkes fra konservatorierne, der på en eller anden måde udskiller en række kvinder eller piger.
Vi har fundet ud at en del ting faktisk er lettere at lære for barn mellem 11 og 13 end for barn mellem 14 og 17. Jeg er helt sikker på at man kan påvirke det med at starte på det her aldersnivået, for det har vi allerede sett med projektet vårt, for vi har drevet på i cirka 8 år, og det er også en skole til i nærheten av Bergen, som heter Voss Jazzskole, som også har drevet på cirka like længe, og det har blitt flere jenter inn i utdanningssystemene fra begge de skolene.
Så vi tænkte, hvis man kunne arbejde målrettet med den her aldersgruppe, og så prøve ligesom at få dem til at have en fornyet og forøget interesse for jazzen, så var det måske et skridt i den rigtige retning mod at få sidste ende for flere professionelle udøvende musikere, der var kvinder. So I'm not going to recap it all, but basically I just want to repeat what the young girls said, that actually a lot of the girls said this, that in a normal combo situation, often there are some boys who maybe tease or run after the girls in the breaks, and so it's very sort of the small things, but they really a lot of them stressed the sort of the fact that they got some more peace and quiet to rehearse, and actually people listened when the instructor was talking and all these things. So it's quite banal, you could say, but they all really stressed the fact that it was easier to concentrate on the music when the boys weren't there. So that's interesting. So as you know, Kenneth from the Copenhagen Jazz Festival is here. I'm here, so if you want to know more, please feel free to ask or ask Björk, and also feel free to write an email to Morten, our project manager on this one, he's back in Copenhagen. But if you want to know some details about how it's organized and all these things. But yeah, this was just one example of it wasn't that hard a project, because obviously all the music schools were enthusiastic, and there were lots of submissions from girls who wanted to be part of it, and everybody's been real positive. So it's it doesn't have to be that hard, at least if you want to do this in a very politically incorrect way. Yeah.
I'm just curious to know, how did you get any bad feedback from the families that have boys who would have liked to join and they said no?
No, because it wasn't really ever an option for the boys to join. So it's nobody. It was always jazz camp for girls. We've talked to the music schools, who especially one music school in Copenhagen, who's been part of the other jazz camp held during the festival, who was really hoped that this would come back, but also for boys during the Summers Festival and so on. So, but there hasn't been any sort of grumpiness about this being girls only. We had male and female. It wasn't important for us whether the instructors were male or female. We were more, what we did, the instructors were actually selected in a dialogue with the conservatories, because well, I'm maybe generalizing a bit here, but in Denmark there's a lot of conservatory students who maybe applied for the study direction as a professional musician, but then ended up in the teacher's study line. So what we wanted to do was make sure that the teachers for this project was the ones who were really enthusiastic about the concepts about teaching, and really wanted to because we only had this one-day workshop, 8 hours with Odd Elveland from Norway, so it was really important that they really wanted to get something out of that. So we didn't want to use the gender as a filter, rather find the most enthusiastic conservatory students and use them. So. Yep, thanks for listening.